Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Friends, it's time for some Saturday morning React-TOONS featuring Robotech 2, the Sentinels. This is part 3, our concluding part of this 3-part journey. But if you're ready to get away from Sentinels and get back to the prime episodes of Robotech, Episode 37, Dana's story, is also available as we begin our journey into the Southern Cross. But friends, if you could do me a quick favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time we go live with Robotech. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my friends, that's all the way over there. Now is here as we watch Robotech 2, The Sentinels, Part 3. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go!
Every day I'm reminded of the enormity and importance of this expedition.
Cop a squad on one of these random Ottomans.
You may be the youngest, but you also happen to be one of the best.
One of.
General, it's come to my attention that you have expressed serious doubts as to my abilities as commander of the ground forces on this mission.
What?
Colonel, calm down. Nobody's questioning your personal abilities. I'm surprised you'd let rumors like that upset you. For what it's worth, I have complete faith in you, Colonel Edwards.
Well, then, as long as that's understood, I do the best I can with the meager resources left to me, and I don't appreciate all this talking behind my back.
Edwards, nobody said anything about you, dude.
Rick Hunter, everyone's doormat.
Excuse me, Richard Hunter.
It bothers me that while we're all out chasing some crazy dream, the Earth will be almost defenseless.
It's not crazy. If we succeed, we'll be ensuring the Earth's safety, maybe forever. Don't forget you had 9 years to prepare for this mission, not to mention our marriage. Don't tell me you're getting cold feet now.
Of course not, Lisa.
Yeah, that's right.
Baker, Jack.
This is it, Jack. The chance of a lifetime. Don't blow it.
I'm not throwing away my shot. Go get him, Jack.
I'm certain these little animals have some special biogenetic relationship with the Invid. Observe their response as the current passes through those samples.
Look, they're in terrible pain. Isn't that fascinating?
Be alarmed! The Invid must be attacking the capital. We've got to warn them.
You should have warned them a week ago when they first arrived.
Bowie!
Huh? Bowie, that's enough.
The curtain's about to go up.
Oh,
Here. I'm an expert when it comes to these things. You're lucky to have me for a best man.
I'm grateful.
Oops.
Oh.
Well, hey, maybe you'll start a trend.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, Lisa's only been spending the entirety of this episode, movie, whatever the hell this is, getting ready. I mean, just show out there with your tie half out.
You know, this all reminds me of how Rick and I were married once.
Is that right?
I can't stop myself from thinking about what might have been.
It's over. It's all ancient history.
Yes, I suppose.
Listen, my God, don't even look Rick's way. I mean, he'll be back. You can get him back like that.
This day we shall either retrieve our precious flower of life or destroy the miserable race that stole it from us. Let the offensive begin.
I have no sympathy or like stakes for this Tyrol like moon base where the Robotech masters left. Like, we don't have any connection to the population. We don't have any characters that are down there that we give a fuck about. We're not even sure if they're the good guys or on our side or whatever. It's like, you should care about these people. Trust us.
Do we stay down here till the Invid leave?
Till they leave? You're an optimist, my boy.
Quick, grab those hamsters so we can continue to torture them for scientific purposes. Like, the population was not warned. I mean, we had a specific detail given to us that they had no idea of the incursion. They went on living their lives. What's his name? Rem and Cabell. They're just like, should we tell him? Why worry him? It's like these Invid crab-looking motherfuckers come down here and just level the place. Lord Almighty. Let's get the exact same shot again.
Initiate the second phase. Deploy the enforcers.
I mean, don't they look like crabs? They do, right? Like the main like body and the kind of sloped head thing.
Tesla, blasted to atom. Pardon me, my liege. Should we exterminate this species before they've told us everything they know? Have your units round up any survivors they come across and prepare them for an inquisition.
Oh my god. Okay.
Deploy the mobile strike units. Smash all resistance, but secure non-combatants for interrogation.
I mean, I do appreciate that they're spending time kind of giving us a background into like this society, like what the Invid are, what they're looking for. I understand, you know, narratively, it's a good process to be able to show. It's just very disjointed. I mean, I like the jumping back and forth, but I wish it was they were able to have like a defined episode on Earth, defined episode on Tyrol, or
You, invader, what do you want from us?
You know very well what I want. The flower of life. Tell me where it is.
Never.
You think me a fool? Where is it?
I'm gonna crush your head.
He speaks the truth. We know nothing. We're but simple old men. The masters never told us of such things.
My friend, I believe you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you all die.
It appears to be some kind of timing mechanism.
It's a bomb, everybody. Okay, so they basically eradicated the planet, and they're no closer to understanding where the Robotech Masters are.
This day will be remembered as the culmination of a romance that was born in battle and ended in a voyage to the unknown. It is the day that Rick Hunter finally marries Lisa Hayes.
Finally, yes. My God, somebody block Min-May's line of sight. Or I should say Rick's line of sight to Min-May. I, Richard Hunter, take thee, Lin Min-May.
Oh, brother, I give up.
No shit, Bree Ty's walking her down the aisle. You know, Henry should be here for this. I didn't even mention it yet. I realized we'll talk about it afterwards, but this should have been Henry right here.
I don't know, Janice. I may not be able to make it through the ceremony.
Hang in there. We've got to sing afterwards.
Oh, we?
This is a special moment that will live forever in the hearts and minds of all those assembled here today. Rick Hunter, do you take this woman to be your wife?
That's Richard.
Hayes, do you take this man to be your husband?
I do.
I guess.
Now say to her the words, "With this ring I thee wed."
With this ring I thee wed.
And place it on her finger.
That's kind of cool. Is that like a translucent wedding band?
Customary to kiss the bride, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, bud. Min-May stands up dramatically. How am I supposed to sing? Firework ordinance.
All right, I want to get a shot of you and the cake. I know. Let's get one of you feeding your husband a piece. Oh, yeah, that's real cute. Fabulous.
Fabulous.
This piece of cake also...
but I got here first.
Give me it!
Oh, well. Get Bowie.
Min-May and Janice have agreed to sing for us.
Who's Janice? She's got a partner now.
I'm so glad she's chosen to be our friend. I'm sure this can't be easy for her.
She's a very special person.
Oh, God.
We can begin to live the dream that's meant for you.
It's Min-May Hall and Janice Oates.
As married man and wife, we'll be together from now on.
I like how a lot of times the lyrics have to be like intentionally literal for the moment.
Because together we belong.
Well, we're getting the whole song, the whole dance. The whole song and dance. Let's see this shot again. So good once, let's see it twice.
I know I shouldn't be asking you two this, but what sort of wedding gift do you get somebody who's flying off to the other side of the universe?
Well, I mean, spoiler alert, you're supposed to have already had it.
The name's Wolf. Do you know how long I've wanted to meet you?
No, try humming a few bars. Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking to Min-May, not me.
Yes, Janice.
Oh, I think I see someone I've got to talk to. So long.
Get Wolf.
You're the one who wanted to be a pilot.
Allow me, I'm pretty handy with hardware.
Cadet Penn, meet Cadet Baker.
The pleasure is 90% mine.
Okay.
You can just consider me at your service.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Suit yourself, but you're missing a great opportunity.
So it's Karen Penn and Jack Baker.
That's the sort of person that you'll be wasting your time with from now on.
I'm not so sure it's a waste of time. There's something about him.
Well, the time's come for me to toss out the bridal bouquet. It's the moment you've all been waiting for, girls.
$1 million.
Here goes.
That's Min-May's to lose right there.
See you all after the honeymoon.
Yeah, about 5 hours from now. Come on.
That's like Lisa pitched that deliberately. I'll take no questions. That's my headcanon.
It's over. Now I've got to get on with the rest of my life.
Oh, Min-May.
Goodbye, Rick.
Oh. I have a little sympathy for you, Min-May.
That is why I have returned to Upterra, the home world of our civilization.
Upterra?
If the infinite flower of life is to be found, then I am the one who will find it. Not by blasting some insignificant little world into dust, but by tracking down the flagship of the Robotech Master Zor.
The SDF-3 was launched in 2022 to lead the Pioneer expedition in search of Tyrol, the homeworld of the yup. However, the Robotech Masters had departed for Earth on the trail of Zor's battle fortress. We saw that at the end. Communication with the SDF-3 was lost in the farthest reaches of deep space. Oh, well, that fucking sucks. The search for the protoculture and the Invid flower of life would bring the next Robotech war back to Earth. Okay. All right, my friends, we just got done watching Robotech 2, The Sentinels, and the only thing left to do is to talk about it. All right, everybody, we just got done watching a Robotech 2, The Sentinels. Okay, obviously, like, I think you all told me that it was unfinished. So that I'm not even gonna get into the fact that they needed more stuff. I actually like the character designs. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, friends, but I read somewhere, and again, one of your comments or a link that somebody gave me, it didn't spoil anything for me, but what it said was that apparently, now, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong about this. What I understand is that Harmony Gold was unable to continue to use the likenesses or like the character renderings that were Lisa, that were Rick, that were Max, that were Miria, that were Min-May. And so in any like subsequent kind of like visions that you would see of Rick, Lisa, and all this, they would be slightly altered. Now, again, I think that this isn't like you couldn't identify Rick or Max or anything like that. I am curious, though, as to see whether or not it's like they had to make enough changes where you can look at it and say, oh, that's just an older Rick, or if it had to be, I'm assuming that's what it was. They made them different enough so they wouldn't be reflective of the Macross property. That's what I'm assuming. So I did like to have a little bit of the closure. We just got to see some people again. We got to see Exodor again, Britai again, kind of went around the horn to everybody that was there. And basically the entirety of the human part of Robotech 2, The Sentinels was the preparation of the SDF-3 to go into deep space to find the Robotech Master. So we didn't get more than that other than like Jack Baker, like a little kind of cadet thing that was going on there. You know, that training montage with him and what is essentially like their kind of like flight simulator holodeck type of thing. And then we had, what's her name? Karen Penn, who was the daughter of the one person in charge. You know, again, she had trouble with like that link up system, and you know, Max was there to kind of help her out, and that's cool. That part I enjoyed. I enjoyed, like, you know, there's really not much to tell you here on Earth because at this point there's not really any fighting or anything like that. We're going to be kind of like cleaning up here and taking it on. There's some like geopolitical stuff, you know, don't take the SDF-3, it'll leave us defenseless, yada yada yada. You know, we have that Colonel Edwards who just decided to be paranoid, like, you've been talking shit about me, Richard Hunter, and Rick was like, dude, who are you? What are you what are you talking about? I'm completely confident in your abilities. And the guy was like, all right, well, just keep my fucking name out of your mouth. And like, Rick's like, dude, I never spoke about you. You know, that was crazy. But that was like the biggest thing that happened. The most of it, unfortunately, came from, and not unfortunately, let me explain. Unfortunately came from, you know, a galaxy, that Tyrol, that, you know, the moon, where we got to see the Invid basically eradicate the remainders of the Robotech Master civilization, you know, with Penn and what's his name, Cabell. The problem is we didn't have any stakes there. We didn't have any stakes in those people. We didn't have any, like, one of our characters that we have been with for so long on planet, or, you know, somebody that we were immediately sympathetic to, like on planet, as part of all of this, you know, trying to survive, you know, battling the Invid and failing. You know, Robotech doesn't shy away from killing people. I think that this is what it would have been a better and more, I guess, like a more of a gut punch to have that type of, like, everybody on that planet was wiped out. Like, that's what you expect from the Invid. They don't get their way, it's total eradication. They don't get this flower of life thing, total eradication. Because that helps to set the stakes in the future properties, where I'm assuming the Invid now are going to be like the main, like, antagonists, the main bad guys. So, I mean, did it do what it needed to do? For me, I don't know yet because I haven't watched Southern Cross or the, you know, anything after the Macross saga. I'm glad that we were able to have, you know, at least something. We got a chance to see Rick and Lisa get married. There's some closure there. You know, Min May having to move on. There's some closure there. I'm always sympathetic to all the people involved, with the exception of Rick. Because Rick brings it on himself. Let's be very, very honest. Rick has brought most of that plight, most of the negative stuff with the association of those relationships. Rick's brought it on himself. I feel bad for Min May. I always sort of had. In fact, like, any of my reactions, like my thoughts sections, you know, I always say that I'm very sympathetic. She's probably the one I'm the most sympathetic towards, because, you know, she was so young. She was the youngest of the three. She fell in love. She got all this stardom, you know. I mean, how in the hell are you supposed to cope with that? Meanwhile, while you're becoming a superstar and kind of falling in and out of love with people, there is a global apocalyptic war going on that you somehow, because of your singing, have been elevated to a position of extreme authority, and you're still young. So I'm always sympathetic for Min May. I mean, she was drug along in a lot of this. It didn't help at all that the person in which she had this kind of romantic will they, won't they relationship is this indecisive, wishy-washy Rick Hunter. Now, again, Rick Hunter from the past. This Rick Hunter seemed to have his head on straighter. You know, age has definitely helped him out quite a bit. Lisa seemed to be Lisa. She seemed happy, which I'm happy that she's happy. I'm going to end by saying this. So what I did was, the wedding scene is what got me here, friends, is I ended up reading because I wanted to see what happened to the bridge crew, what happened to Vanessa, Kim, and Sammy, and what happened to Global, what happened to Claudia. Because at the end of, you know, To the Stars, Lisa says, you know, Global threw me in an escape pod and I was able to make it out. But there was no mention or sight of Global or anybody else. Well, spoiler alert, I'm going to stop, and I'm not saying anything in case God, I don't know how, but somebody doesn't know this. So they all die. Every one of them dies. Claudia, Kim, Vanessa, Sammy, Global, all died on the bridge of the SDF-1. That sucks. Some of my favorite characters, some of the best characters in Robotech, Global should have been walking her down the aisle. You know, It was done off camera. They could have easily just said, oh, they made it, they're hurt, you know, or something like that. Because I think someone told me in Macross, they all live. Like, it wasn't something Robotech had to do. In fact, Robotech was changing, you know, the Macross ending. So that had to be more difficult to kind of work and edit around the fact that you are killing them now as opposed to letting them live. Very strange. You could have had Sammy and you could have had Vanessa and Kim all there. Claudia could have been Lisa's maid of honor like it fucking should have been. You know, you could have had Global there even officiating. Global could have been the officiant, you know. The captain can marry on the ship, shit like that, you know. But that's what probably irritated me the most about all of this is what could have been. And I think that's a pretty good way to say everything about Robotech 2 The Sentinels. What could have been? Because what you've all told me is this is something that's incomplete. And I think that if they had had like 15 episodes or 26 episodes or 36 episodes like Macross did, they could have really had a cool kind of transitionary element in there, but I'm sure cost effective. It was through the roof. Obviously, that's probably why they couldn't complete it because I'm sure it was expensive as hell, all hell. I don't know yet for sure, but I think it's going to help. I guess we'll have to wait and see, friends. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You'll be alerted next time we go live with Saturday Morning React-TOONS or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to the Patreon, well, it's in the description. But my friends, all that is then and this is now. And now it's time to say goodbye. And I think it's now time to say goodbye, maybe for the last time, for Lisa and Rick and Max and Miria. I think from this point forward, it's probably all going to be flashbacks, right? If that's the case, my friends, there's only one place to say goodbye from, and that is at the wedding, as we watch finally Lisa Hayes marry Richard Hunter in a ceremony set in the stars, as we stare around and kind of do a curtain call of all of these faces that we remember, and Minmay and Max and Miria and Exodor, all across the Macross saga that we've come to know and love, and we've walked in their shoes and we've flown in their squadrons. Now it's time to salute, my friends, as we say goodbye to them and hello to the next generation of Robotech defenders. Until such time as we watch those defenders, my friends, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.